been a really interesting week this week. Yesterday I did a TED talk. Got a t-shirt around here somewhere. Oh, that's not it. What I've got here in my hands is the TEDx t-shirt. Dun, dun. TEDx Brighton. The films will be available to watch in about a month's time once they edit them and put them up on I think TEDxbrighton.com. It's completely sold out at one of the nicest, biggest venues we have in Brighton called the Brighton Dome. Brighton's a very forward-thinking place, but I was definitely outside my comfort zone, so I think it's really important to do stuff that scares you, that scares me, so I'm happy I did it. It's my birthday soon, and I got a to my son card. I don't know what this button is for. I don't know why they do that on cards, but yeah, it was really nice to get this through the post from my parents, of course. It's happened in the past 3 years, I suppose, or 2 years, to get a card that says this, and you know, my life is so different now compared to how it used to be. Lewis and I are going to be finishing up the editing of a 45-minute program that's going to be aired on A channel later this year, hopefully. Thanks for everyone for all the support that you've given us by, you know, retweeting on My Generation films, or you know, telling people about them, or watching them, or commenting. Then on the 8th of November, I'll be going up to Manchester to the National Trans Youth Conference, and I'll be doing a filmmaking workshop there and just encouraging people to speak out. The Mermaids is the national support group for trans youth and their families, and they have these secret retreats in England every year, twice a year. And so I met a fantastic woman and her trans girl, 5-year-old trans girl as well. I know it can be really, really tough, but I honestly feel that this is the right time to be just getting yourself out there and sharing your experiences in whatever way you can, because the more of us there is, you know, the more we can normalize this, and people can have a human reference point of what it's like to be trans. You know, it's so exciting to get invited to university to talk, and you know, to meet new people, to make films about other people. But yeah, it's also good to look after myself. So I feel like I've got a nice balance now, and I think my breakaway in Prague with Alice was really awesome too. I went to Prague and had 10 days away from Brighton, and if you don't know who Alice is, I will put a link to her My Generation film. She's fantastic, a poet, and I filmed a guy called Damien in Prague. He's quite a lot like me. He's also putting on the Queer Film Festival there, and I think it's happening around about now. And he kind of works at this cool ad agency that he set up, and it's in this cool building. And yeah, it's just really awesome. And he also makes films about trans people, so I would love to share that with you as well. And I have this plan brewing that I'd like to connect with other trans filmmakers all across the planet. And I would love for us to have this epic project where perhaps we film for maybe a few weeks or a month. People do kind of glorified vlogs or make films about other people, and then we just edit the whole bunch together, and then we've got this massive epic film of, you know, I think quantity of trans people is what's going to help to make massive changes too. And even if you are stealth, you can tell a story, you can change names, you can do an animation, you can write a blog, you know, there's so much you can do. And I really think it's important for people to speak out at the moment, because it's not always going to be this difficult, but we can't stop until the most vulnerable of our community is supported. I do have a certain amount of passing privilege, and I have so much respect for people who step out of the house, and I remember how it was at the beginning of my transition. You know, you just got to leave the house and you just got to go for it, and I'd spend hours sometimes, you know, trying on different clothing. Does this make me look more masculine? Does this help? How do I look now? How do I look now? And it's such a relief to not be in that stage anymore. And I think that there's so many pressures on women too, you know, just women in general for, you know, for looking and dressing and sounding a certain way. And it can be really hard, you know, we live in such a restricting society, and I think it's up to us to try and make that a better place in whatever way we can. So anyway, I'm going to stop rambling. Okay, chat soon.